Greetings, viewers, YouTubers, interwebers. This week we are going to make some Instant Pot quick, or how do you say it? Quick start yogurt. And that can be done in your Instant Pot. You don't need to scald it and do all that heating down and boiling and putting it on ice and all that other stuff. It's very easy. You add the ingredients to the Instant Pot, you hit the button, you wait. Then you strain and you wait. And actually the strain part is optional, but for us, we like to have ours Greek style. So I'm going to show you some the technique that I use to do our Instant Pot, or to do our quick start yogurt. If you don't have one of these lids, you can either use a one from your pots and pans. Just make sure it is clean and sterilized, and that you didn't like cook a chili or cook a chicken or something like that in it the day before, so there's no odors in it. Otherwise, you can use a plate and put it over the top. It incubates at a pretty low temperature, so it's not going to be too hot to handle. It won't break your plate or anything like that, and it doesn't boil the yogurt, so it doesn't cook at a hot temperature. Some more tips that I have for you too before I start the video is, if you don't have the Euro cuisine that I use in the video, then you can use a strainer and either some cheesecloth or some coffee filters, and then just strain your yogurt into a bowl. That way it will have a more thick texture like Greek yogurt, like how we like to eat ours. Otherwise, if you like the loose yogurt, like your typical like Yoplait, where it's a little bit more runny, you can as soon as it cools down, you can enjoy it that way. So for this video, I'm going to show you how we construct it, and then what my process is. And once you get a process down, it will go quick. The video is a little bit long, but at the same time, there's some steps involved. And once you get those steps down, you'll find that once you get your flow, it comes together really easy. It's like 5 minutes to whip it together, let it incubate, and then you do the strain part of it. If you do that option, like I said, we do. So I strain it and then I jar it up, and then we enjoy it. So in this video, I'm going to demonstrate that, and the whole YouTube thing, likes and subscribes and all that good stuff. Hook me up. So without further ado, I will present this video, and towards the end, I'll give a little recap. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how we like to enjoy ours when we eat it. So thank you much. Alright, so getting started, we actually just purchased the Instant Pot glass lid. You don't actually need your vented lid for this process. So we're going to start with some sweetened condensed milk, and make sure your Instant Pot is sterilized. So mine just came out of the dishwasher, so I know it's all cleaned and sterilized, but otherwise make sure it's very clean, because you only want the good bacteria going on in here. So what I do is I start with the sweetened condensed milk, and I get it all into the bottom, and then I add just a little bit of milk, and you're going to want to use ultra pasteurized milk, and I whisk that together to get everything to be a little bit more loose on the bottom here. So as I was saying, you're going to want to use ultra pasteurized milk, because that will allow you to do the quick start method, which in my opinion is far easier and much quicker than the traditional method where you have to scald the milk and do all that other stuff. So I'm going to add in about a cup or so, maybe a little bit less, and then I'm going to whisk that together to make sure that the condensed milk doesn't just stick to the bottom while this yogurt basically cooks or incubates. So like I said, that will get it off of the bottom, and it'll loosen it up, and everything will mix well when this is incubating for the 8 hours. Now, since this is the first batch, essentially, you're gonna get a yogurt with active cultures in it, and we just get a plain Greek because we like how the tang of the Greek is in the actual yogurt mixture, and combined with the sweetened condensed milk, it gives it a kind of a almost like a vanilla flavor without being too vanilla-y. So it just gives it the sweetness that we like in our plain type yogurt. So we're going to add in 2 good sized tablespoons of the active yogurt, and we're going to combine that and whisk it in with the sweetened condensed and the milk that's already in the base of the Instant Pot. And what this will do is help smooth everything out, so while it incubates, it won't be very gritty. If I just dolloped it in there, has a potential to be a gritty texture once you get it all incubated. And then the final step in the initial process is to just add in the rest of the ultra pasteurized milk. Don't worry about it overflowing or anything. It's not gonna like bubble up and boil over or anything like that. And we'll just put our lid on and hit the button. Mine has a preset, and it is automatically set for 8 hours to incubate. Also, we picked up this Euro Cuisine strainer. It is a yogurt strainer. It's got a nice clear vessel and a fine mesh strainer, so it works really well. And it has a lid, so everything is contained and it keeps out odors and things like that. It's a really good unit, and it's not too bad as far as price-wise. And it beats cheesecloth and straining. And this is the next morning. I baked mine overnight. So when your unit is done, it'll display this YOGT when everything is finished. And then I just kind of give it a lift, and it smells really, really good. So what we do from here is pop it into the fridge. So we're going to cancel, and into the fridge it will go. So we like ours thick. So what we're gonna do now is strain it, but first I'll give it a quick spoon test. And if you want, you can eat yours just like this. It is just as good, but we like ours a little thicker. So as you can see, it's pretty thick here. Spoon just about sat in there. So what I'm gonna do now is actually strain it and get some whey out of it. And that's what this Euro Cuisine strainer will come in handy for. And I'll just kind of skip through this part, but I'll just use a ladle, slop it all in there, and then set it back in the fridge for another about 24 hours. And again, you can do this process for as little as 2 to 4 hours or 8 to 16 hours. But like I said, for us, we like ours pretty thick, so the 24-hour mark. Make sure just about all of the liquids are out of there, and it's nice thick consistency. Now, what doesn't fit in the Euro Cuisine, I put in these quart jars, and then this will just sit in the fridge until the whey has come out of the initial batch, and then I'll strain these two, and they will make one strained quart. So I had just a little bit left over, so I'm gonna fill up a smaller jar, and this one I won't strain. I'll just use it as like regular old yogurt. And then the last bits that are in there, you're going to take about 2 tablespoons, and this will become your starter for the next time, so you won't have to continuously buy a Greek yogurt or whatever flavor yogurt you use to start your next batch. This will be your starter, and like I said, all you need is about 2 tablespoons of this. So I'll get the rest of the jar cleaned out here, and this will be my starter for my next batch. Then I like to slap a lid on them, slap a date on the lid, and into the fridge they go. And the starter will go in the freezer until I need it for the next batch. And this is just a brief preview of the whey dripping out of the Euro cuisine. And the starter is going to go into the freezer. And this is about a day later. And so I'm going to take the strained and jar it up. We got these little wide mouth individual ones that makes for a good breakfast and or lunchy snack. And in the next video, I will show you what we do as far as putting some toppings in and spicing up this plain yogurt. And this is the whey. And I'm going to figure out something to do with that too, which will also be in another video. I've heard this called liquid gold. So as I said, these 2 quarts were the leftovers that did not fit in the Euro cuisine on the first day. So I'm just gonna empty these 2 out. And like I said, the strain will give me a quart of the thicker Greek style that we like. Oh, yeah. All right, so that is the process for how we make our Instant Pot yogurt. And just to give you a little preview of the thickened stuff. Kind of looks like mayonnaise, but it is super thick, just how we like it. And it's got like a little tang to it and a little sweetness from that sweetened condensed. It's really, really thick. That's how we like it. I personally like mine crunchy, so I add like a lot of oats and nuts in mine. Or something sweet, like I have a super secret recipe where I use a little Oreo and some Andes mint, and that'll be in the next video, so be sure and check that out. If you made it this far through all the long, drawn-out process, then of course leave me a like, throw me some comments down below, and subscribe and share with your friends, and enjoy your Instant Pot yogurt.